Hello, welcome back to my channel, guys. This is your girl Bernicia. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe button. Now listen, everybody, real quick, I have to make a quick announcement. All right, those of you who are subscribed here, y'all already know my videos are like nigger rigged. Okay, so what it is, I'm a regular ass bitch who works a regular ass job. So I do this for fun. I do this because I like it. And if y'all like it, I continue to do it. You know what I'm saying? So I do it for y'all too. But with that being said, there are some glitches, some audio and problems that I have with a few of the videos. I just ask that you guys bear with me, okay? I am editing and doing all of this shit by myself. I'm trying to figure it out. It is not easy, okay? Just sitting up there figuring, talking and running your mouth is one thing, but to put this shit all together with the visuals is a whole nother. Now, with that being said, some of you have been around a lot longer than others, so y'all see my growth, okay? I just ask that the rest of you stick with me. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get into this Jocelyn Caberet, okay? So, last episode, basically, Jocelyn, she did eliminations again. She had the girls come up to the dance studio to practice the routine. Ricardo gathered everybody for the routine. So she had the girls come up to the studio and perform the routine for her, after which she did eliminations. So ultimately she ended up sending home Blow Up Doll, some girl who she barely made noise. I don't even know the girl name. She just had a pretty face. She was sent home, and a Hispanic girl was sent home, okay? Now, what was surprising was that Jocelyn discovered, while at the studio, she discovered that she had a trans woman in her group of girls. She did keep her. I'm glad that she kept her. Abby, that's the trans girl name. I'm really starting to like this girl. She comes out as a very sweet person, and I like her because she seems like a neutralizer in a house full of, wild women, okay? With that being said, so she had Abby, she let Abby stay. Also, Lucky. So Lucky comes back in the studio, and I found this absolutely amazing. Okay, I've never seen nobody that determined to get their ass chewed out, humiliated, and threatened repeatedly. Okay, so ultimately Jocelyn let the girls decide whether or not Lucky was able to stay in the house. The girls, of course, picked Lucky, wanted Lucky to stay. I don't think Jocelyn was okay with that. And I'm really struggling to understand the real beef and animosity between Jocelyn and Lucky. I don't know why she seems to have it out for Lucky, and why Lucky is so determined to still be on her show, because through all of that, whatever. I just really hope that Lucky has a game plan, and that being on this show is part of that game plan, okay? And it better pay off, because with all that she's taken from Jocelyn, I don't know. I went from feeling sorry for her to now I'm just like, whatever, okay? So, yes, let's go ahead and get into last night's episode.
Put one.
All right, so already, we like literally. So, doing commentation as I'm watching it, right? That's why y'all keep hearing the clicks in the video. I'm pausing so that I can watch and commentate at the same time. I want first-hand reaction, right? I'm giving y'all first-hand reaction, right? So I'm like 5 minutes in, and I'm already dying fucking laughing, bro. Jocelyn crazy. So the show comes on, and Jocelyn and Ballistic is filming a scene. So Ballistic is asking Jocelyn about her choices that she made the day before at the eliminations or whatever. And, so he's like, are you sure you're not giving the girls too much power by, you know what I'm saying, allowing them to decide who stays and who goes or whatever. Side note, not to get off track because y'all know I tend to do that. Side note, I like the way that Ballistic is kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Because judging from the way that he said that he didn't want to put it in her head to have Ricardo be the one that interacted with the girls the most. And I'm not gonna lie, like this is save a lot of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because it seems like the more Jocelyn interacted with the girls, the more bullshit happens. You know what I'm saying? Then the girls go to forgetting that ultimately Jocelyn is their boss. You know what I'm saying? In this situation, so they go to try her. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if you are the host of the show, there should be separation between you and the cast. Like there should not be like how Natalie Nunn is over there intermingling with the cast, and then when she get mad, she want to say, "Oh, this my show, this my show." No, bitch, they get it confused because you get it confused. Like you have to create some level of separation between you and the cast members, okay? So I like the fact that she has Ricardo there to like kind of like implement, because it's really giving Bad Girls Club. It's really giving Bad Girls Club the way the girls, you know, they often they busy having they separate drama with themselves, you know what I'm saying? And when it comes to Jocelyn, there's the respect that should be there. Even though this bitch crazy, even though Jocelyn crazy, she come off out the mouth all crazy sometimes, you know, there is that level of separation, right? So I agree with Ballistic for questioning, like, you know, are you sure you're not giving them too much power by deciding who stays and who goes or whatever. So she was like, you know, basically she don't even care about that, because ultimately the only thing she cares about is the girls that's going to make it in her cabaret, the girls that she picked who are going to be who are the dancers that are good enough.
I didn't want to open that dollar box. What's in here? I bought a gift. What you got up in here? She can't afford to buy me a gift. What could she possibly afford to buy the Puerto Rican princess? Okay.
So then Ballistic, you know, asked her about the Lucky situation, because like I told y'all, Lucky keeps coming back. Like, you know, Jocelyn done berated her and ran her off like 3 times already. So she keeps coming back. And so Ballistic asked her, he's like, okay, well, what's up with this situation with Lucky? You know what I'm saying? How, you know, the fact that Jocelyn allowed the girls to let her stay or whatever. I really hope that some point during the season they really get into why Jocelyn feels the way she feels about Lucky. Like, I get it. Season 1 and 2, you know, she took up for Lucky. She had Lucky's back. And she kept trying to get Lucky out the street. But I think, and from the little bit that she did, you know, that I am catching, that part of the reason she has an issue with Lucky is because Lucky keeps riding the fence. So I guess Jocelyn on this, if you fucking with my enemies, I ain't fucking with you type shit. I don't know. Maybe perhaps that's what it is. But even then, I feel like if it's something like that, then Lucky shouldn't be, that's not enough for Lucky to be, you know what I'm saying, taking all that bullshit. So I really hope we get into what the real beef is or whatever. But anyway, Jocelyn's stupid as fuck. Cause listen, she's stupid as hell.
She stay or go?
You know why they brought the bitch back?
What?
Lucky is a blood-sucking vampire. That's why God gave her those bags underneath her eyes. He said from birth, you're going to look at who you truly are. She tried to bring me gifts. I didn't want to open that dollar box. What's in here? I bought a gift. What you got up in here?
Jocelyn's stupid as hell. This bitch is stupid. I can't deal with Jocelyn. So then they go on to talk about the, you know, Abby or whatever. So, you know, Jocelyn, and I like the fact that, you know, Ballistic, he tried to be a little funny about it, because Jocelyn was like, Abby showed, you know, Abby's a trans woman. So Abby showed her surgical procedure, because she had the gender change surgery, right? So Abby apparently showed Jocelyn, you know, her vagina or whatever. So Jocelyn's describing the vagina to Ballistic. Ballistic go bust out and say, where did she steal it from? A dead body or something? Like, I was just like, what the fuck? But I like the fact that, you know, Jocelyn kind of stood on it. She was just like, you know what, all trans lives matter. And she kind of like shut it down. Like, bitch, you ain't finna sit here and talk shit about her or whatever. I like that. You know what I'm saying? Jocelyn, because like I said, when Jocelyn initially found out about Abby, you know, there was an emotional moment for Jocelyn. And And I think she could relate to Abby on the fact that, trans women have a lot of stereotypes and they face a lot of adversities or whatever. And Jocelyn, judging, from the things that she's had to go through to get to where she is and all the doors that she had to break down. So, she found some relation as far as the struggle. You know what I'm saying? She understands, how it is, how hard it is, or it can be for trans women. So I like the fact that, she had that emotional moment with Abby. And I like I said, I appreciate her kind of shutting that conversation down, not allowing Ballistic to kind of you know what I'm saying, do his misogynistic thing or whatever. But yeah, so whatever, y'all. Moving on. So in the next scene, you have Daisy and Abby. They're outside at the table and they're checking it up, making a connection. What I would like to say is that, like I said, once again, Abby is, she's a gentle spirit. So far, I'm liking her. And I like how she gives the women, compliments and things like that. I think that is a good way for her to enter the situation, because most people, they be hesitant to have trans girls on the show in case, if something happened, beef and drama happens or whatever, they don't want these girls to have a fight with the biological women or whatever. So, but I'm glad that Abby, she's not her presence is her presence is good. I think her presence is good for these ladies. Because for real, with all the negativity going on, she can be that one light, So I'm liking that she's making a connection with the girls. She's making her rounds, and she's complimenting the girls, telling them they beautiful. Now in this instance, she's telling Daisy that she always admired her. I really like Abby. So anywho, Lucky and Natural come and join the girls in the conversation. Okay, so when Daisy sees Lucky, her shirt says, "These bags under my eyes are designer." It is so funny because I keep thinking about what Jocelyn said about her eyes. But with that being said, so Lucky reads the shirt off to Daisy, and then Daisy was like, "Well, why you didn't say that to Jocelyn or whatever?" So Lucky, she's like, she doesn't want to have a confrontation with Jocelyn. Obviously, I mean, she's already lucky to lucky. She's already fortunate to be on the show at this point. So it's she really needs to avoid Jocelyn as much as she could. And like I said, Daisy said it out her mouth that, you have your reasons for being here. So I hope that whatever reasons that Lucky have for being on the show is worth all this bullshit, because at the end of the day, she don't apologize to Jocelyn. She don't try to kiss Jocelyn ass. She don't try to buy Jocelyn a gift. Jocelyn is just really not having it. And the fact that Daisy even suggested that Lucky have a one-on-one with Jocelyn, I really don't foresee that going well, but who knows? Because at this point, the girls don't know that Jocelyn's supposed to be popping up on them. So hopefully Lucky can get this conversation. Child, we'll see.
I feel like orphan child here. I don't have a bed. Mama don't like me. Mama be kicking me out. Mama don't want me here. I really just, for the first time, feel like I really don't belong here.
Me personally, I had to evaluate how I acted. You know what I'm saying? This is her shit. So, that being said, we have to treat it as such.
And y'all, so this next scene got real interesting. So, y'all know how dudes do it. They separate the girls, group the girls up, and they go to having conversations about certain things. So they had a group of girls, Yummy, Precious, Spin, and the other girl, and they were talking about Precious's relationship with Holiday. Now that surprised me, because I was just thinking in my head, you couldn't really tell. I don't know. From the previous episodes, you couldn't really tell that these two had a thing. So that does surprise me. Part of me is wondering how is this going to work? Because I see that Holiday is pining for Miss Natural. So I was just wondering, like, how is not Miss Natural? Holiday is who the hell? Holiday like somebody else. But either way, I'm just thinking like, how is that situation gonna work out? Because y'all know lesbian relationships can get real fucking messy. They worse than heterosexual relationships, right? So I'm wondering like, how is this gonna work with them two being exes on the show? And clearly these girls playing oochie coochie with each other. So what are they gonna do when the other one decides to mess with someone else? Like, how's that gonna work? But whatever, we'll get to that a little later, okay? But the most important conversation that I felt, well, the most interesting part of this conversation between the girls that I felt interesting was when Lucky came to Miss Natural room to ask her for advice as far as Jocelyn was concerned. You know, she feels that, you know, Jocelyn had prior altercations with a lot of the girls, the original girls of the Caberet. So she felt like, you know, being that Miss Natural had problems with her before too, and they were able to get back on good terms, she was trying to see, like, you know, from Natural's perspective, what she do, you know? And she also referred to herself as being the orphan, okay? That's what we're going to call Lucky ass from now on. We're going to call her as the fucking orphan, okay? Because at the end of the day, Jocelyn keeps rejecting this girl. She acts as if she clearly doesn't want her there. And I do feel bad for Lucky. But at the same token, I'm not going to sit there and take that abuse for nobody, okay? And I seriously doubt that Zeus paying them that big of a bag, you know what I'm saying? Or is she that hard up for money? Who knows? You know what I'm saying? I can't judge. I'm not in her situation. So I don't know. Maybe she really needs that check. That's why she's trying to be there. Who knows? But it has to be more to it than her just simply wanting to dance for Jocelyn. Because at this point, with all the rejection, bitch, I'll be like, fuck it, I'm out of here. Especially if you get into the point where motherfucker treat you like what you feel is an orphan. Listen, I couldn't, you know. But what I also took from this conversation between her and Natural is, you know, I feel like Natural is she's starting to kind of warm up on me a little bit. You know what I'm saying? The one thing that I hated about her was that she was a loudmouth. She was obnoxious. She seemed overly emotional, and she seemed like a bully, you know, the last season. I mean, the season that she was on before. So I had really disliked her because of that. You know what I'm saying? But now I see that she's a lot calmer. You know, she says like, I like this new Natural. Okay, maybe it's that damn weed that she's smoking. I don't know, but I like this new Natural. So far, she seems to have a, you know, more of a level head. She's not as angry as she appeared to be on the previous season. So I really like that. On down to like her makeup. I like the low haircut and the makeup. Maybe when she cut her hair off, she cut off all that bad energy. Who knows? But like I said, I feel bad for Lucky, but then again, I don't. So I'm kind of 50-50 with that. At this point, like I said before last episode, that I really don't know if I want Lucky to be there, because I know that Lucky's a good dancer, but Jocelyn is not having it. And at this point, I don't know what it is that she did to Jocelyn for Jocelyn to treat her the way that she does. Obviously, Lucky feels like the treatment is justified, so we'll just leave that there. Anyway, moving on.
I'm most definitely not the biggest link in it.
How you put your link forward? You didn't even perform. You got put out.
I got put out, but I was still practicing.
I got called out. Andrea called me out.
That's fine. I'm not the weakest link of the bunch. But you know, y'all, you feel the way.
I know. I didn't say you was overworked. I didn't say you was.
I really think you're the weakest link of the bunch, and I
didn't say that. She said
because I'm just being honest with you. Like, you don't have a look at all to me. Like, that's just my opinion. I feel like you've been on this season. You should have upgraded your titties. Your shit still look like rocks. Your wig is cheap as fuck. You got traitors on your skin. You should have been going to see an esthetician. Ain't nothing about that at all. It's not a hater. I don't have shit to hate on you about. Your teeth, everything is fucked up, and I don't like that.
Yeah, that's playing Jocelyn and what Jocelyn.
But I'm just telling you,
this is Jocelyn.
Oh Jesus, child. So in the next scene, you got some of the girls is in the kitchen. It's Holiday, it's wet, Andrea, and T Love. Okay. Now, I've seen all over social media, y'all eating T Love ass up. Y'all seem to not care for T Love. But one thing I will say, homegirl is here to make her mark on reality TV. Okay, she has something to say about something from the jump. Okay, so the way that she read Wet Wet, there is no coming back from that. I'm sorry, she read Wet Wet, and I think that somebody needed to tell Wet Wet. Okay, because that motherfucker is just too irate. Okay, I do feel a little bad for Wet Wet because homegirl just clearly wasn't expecting that read. But it is what it is. Okay, so what led to that was the girls basically went to talking about who they felt like shouldn't be there or should have went home or whatever. So they asked Holiday, her top two, or the girls, her top three that she felt like should have left. So one of the girls that Holiday felt like should have left was, she looked at Wet Wet and she said, and you, because she was like, you ain't, you can't dance and, such and such. And so that's when T Love kind of went in on Wet Wet. Now, while she did call truth to power when it came to Wet Wet, at the same time, how you gonna say that Wet Wet, how you gonna be mad and irritated with Wet Wet for inserting herself in people's business, but yet you doing the same shit? Literally. Like, if you got something to say about everything that somebody else doing, like, focus on yourself. Girl, focus on yourself. At this point, T Love, to me, I won't say she coming off as a hater, because with comparing her to Wet Wet, that's not really like no hater situation right there. You know what I'm saying? But I do think that she's like, she's one of them people that I just really couldn't fuck with in real life. Because, bitch, you got nothing good to say about nobody. Because then she turned around and went to going in on Holiday. Because Holiday was claiming to have known, certain people, whatever. So then she went to read Holiday ass too. So, I mean, really, I can't really be mad at it, because at the end of the day, she's a grown-ass woman. She could say what the fuck she want to say. So I don't really know. I can't really be mad at it. And to be honest, like I said, she spoke the truth to power. Like, she told what everybody else should have been fucking telling her. Instead of talking behind her back, T Love said it to her face. So I don't know. I guess I give T Love a point for this. Because, like, bitch, for real, we need somebody that's going to speak the truth. And to me, she seems like the most vocal of the group, and she's not scary. So, I mean, we'll just see how that works out. But anyway, they goes to asking Holiday about her relationship with Precious, okay? And so she admits that her and Precious are sleeping in the same room. And I'm thinking to myself, like, this shit, I just said this shit gonna be messy. This shit gonna get messy, okay? Because in the next scene, these motherfuckers finna get ready and they finna be twerking all over each other. But child, we'll get to it. So the girls are now practicing. They're at the studio. They're practicing. Jocelyn's on her way to the studio to meet up with the girls. But while they're practicing, I noticed that Ricardo, he already seems to have his core 4 girls. So he have Miss Natural. He got the Andrea. Damn, I keep getting Andrea and Egypt mixed up. Okay, so you got Natural, Andrea, the little short girl with the 2 pigtails, I forget her name, and fucking who else he had up there? And Yummy. Okay, so that's his core 4. All right, and like, as I'm watching the girls, for one, I'm thinking like, God damn, that's a lot of hot ass in that motherfucker. Ooh, Jesus. I see some of the girls with their ass out, look like they're wearing drawers. Listen, bitch, nobody want to smell that ass sweat, okay? All y'all walking around with fucking BBLs, and a lot of them walking around with BBLs and shit. You got a big extra layers of fucking skin, bitch. You should have put on some motherfucking tights or something, because ain't nobody want to smell that shit. I can only imagine. That's why when Jocelyn comes in, she gonna talk shit about the way it smells, because I can only imagine it smells like ass. But with that being said, I noticed that some of the girls is not taking it as seriously as the other girls. You got fucking Wet Wet and Abby. Them two is just like, child, they not coordinated at all. Like, I don't know what the fuck they was doing, but them two is no. And also another thing for T Love, I feel like you know what I'm saying? Now I'm starting to get the gist. I'm starting to think like T Love one of them types that if she ain't up the, if she's not one of the best at it, she want to try to chop everybody else down around her. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, as much shit that you was talking about who don't deserve to be there, bitch, why is you not in the top 4? Question mark. So I just feel like at the end of the day, T Love just needs to shut the fuck up and focus on what she's really there for, because fucking with them other girls is not what you're there for, honey. And if you're not in the top 4, you should be worried, because your ass on the chopping block too. But yeah, like, obviously, not to mention Lucky. Now, Lucky is one of her best dancers. Obviously, Lucky is multifaceted because she can do pole work, and she's also seemed like she's catching on pretty quickly to the choreography or whatever shit. Jocelyn got me fucking up the word, but she seems to be catching on pretty quickly, especially since that Jocelyn don't kick her out doing that. She seems like she's adjusting quickly, and that's a shame, because like I said, she seems like she's doing better than some of the girls who've been there, who already had the opportunity, who've been there for the longest and had more time to practice the routine. That says a lot, okay? So it's different when you hoes. It's one thing for you hoes to be in a club twerking and shaking your ass. That's one, bitch, anybody can do that, okay? Bitches with no ass and just a back and a line in their back can still twerk, okay? So when it comes to actual dancing, bitch, which means sticking to the beat, being on rhythm, being on point, know how to do other things other than shake your ass, a lot of these girls is failing really fucking bad right now. You know what? Scratch that, because I thought that they was at the dance studio. Apparently, they got some type of dance room inside the house, because now Jocelyn has arrived to the house, so she's doing a pop-up on them, okay? So, obviously, Ricardo has a space inside the house where he can have the girls practice or whatever, so that's good. So Jocelyn's walking in the house, she's complimenting, I would say, overall the house, because she's saying like, it smells good, it smells clean, and the thing about it, I really like this about Jocelyn, because I really like this mature version of her, because trust me, the few seasons we've seen before, she wasn't doing nothing but straight dogging them hoes every chance she got, like straight up. Now I see her like dishing out the bullshit, but I think she's being, to be honest, I think she's treating them a hell of a lot better than she did before. So anywho, she walks in the house, she's saying it smells clean, and the refrigerator, whatever. So I'm betting you, I bet you any kind of money, the OG girls who've been in that house before is the ones that's keeping the other girls in check, because they already know how Jocelyn play. Like I heard Miss Natural said it when they first moved into the house, that Jocelyn, she's really like a, she like cleanliness, stuff like that. So, I'm pretty sure she makes sure that the girls know, like, listen, we gotta keep this bitch clean, because Jocelyn don't play. I like this. And it seems like at this point that Natural is like her right hand man. She seems like she's getting the other girls in control. Now, at first I didn't know how I felt about that, since it seemed like she was naturally taking the lead. But ultimately, I'm feeling, like I said, Natural's starting to warm up on me a little bit. So there's that. So Jocelyn has, some of the girls that she's taken with her to the Miami, the Floyd Mayweather situation. Okay. So mind you, this hasn't actually happened yet at this point in the show. So she has a handful of girls that seem like they're excelling at the dance routine. So she's gonna take those girls. So like I said, she has Andrea, she has Natural, she has the other little girl with the short two ponytails. I keep forgetting her fucking name. And Miss Yummy. Okay, so they're doing their thing, they're dancing. Ricardo has them doing the routine for the other girls as Jocelyn's walking in. I noticed that Andrea kept fucking up. I just feel like, girl, right now is not the time to be fucking up, girl. I don't know if it's because she's tired or what, but I feel like, as sensitive as she is, she ain't ready for that smoke. So I advise her ass to just get it together, man, because Jocelyn, you know what I'm saying? She's really trying to get the ones that she wants to take with her. But yeah, so Jocelyn's watching these girls do their little thing, and then she looks down and fuck around and see Lucky. So the first thing comes out her mouth is, Lucky, Get the fuck up. Get out. Get out. Man, I like at this point I'm so sick and tired of her bullying Lucky. Like really, I like Jocelyn, don't get me wrong, but bitch, listen, pick on somebody your own size because clearly this girl is not, she's not like, you know what I'm saying? She's not doing anything. And she, like, what the fuck? The bitch just breathing, that's a problem for Jocelyn. You know what I'm saying? I don't like the way she's treating her. Okay, that is my one thing. I've seen a lot of growth from Jocelyn. Okay, this season she's been okay with the girls. I haven't seen her, disrespect them, dog them out, or nothing like that. She's still Queen Bee, but she's still like, I haven't seen a dog and disrespect anybody. But I don't like the fact that Lucky getting all that energy. I don't feel like Lucky deserved that. If anybody need that energy, it's T Love, little bald head ass, not fucking Lucky. But with that being said, yeah, she looked at her and sent her ass out.
Bitch, let me give you a fucking moment.
Woo, child. So, Wet ended up popping T Love. And to be honest, I'm glad she popped her ass because, bitch, first of all, so Jocelyn got the girls, doing the rehearsal, whatever. She got them over there rehearsing. Next thing you know, T Love and Wet is in the corner over there arguing. So I guess T Love was like telling Wet like, look, I want to talk to you later or whatever. We'll have a conversation or whatever. So at this point, you know what I'm saying? Wet just like, what it was there to talk about, because you already said that you feel like my wig nappy and et cetera, et cetera. So Wet just like, I don't even want to talk to you, bitch. Like, why you keep fucking talking to me, right? So T Love goes to getting loud and defensive, saying that Wet trying to put on for the cameras for production, and she also she's accusing Wet of being a bully. Listen, at this point, T Love is the bully, okay? Because Wet is not saying anything to her. She hasn't done anything to her, so I don't understand why she keep coming for Wet. Like, I get it, she feel like Wet is the weakest link, but bitch, you got other priorities. You got your priorities fucked up. Because right now, you're supposed to be trying to make sure that you become one of Jocelyn's top girls so that your stupid ass can stay on the show. But instead, you decide to criticize and critique every other bitch. Like, worry about yourself. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm starting to see why people don't like T Love, okay? Because, bitch, you ain't a real bitch. You ain't a real bitch. You just a bitch. Like, for real. Like, honestly, this girl must don't have no sisters or nothing, because you act like you can't be around females without being negative. Like, why is it a problem with everybody else? And like I said, I feel like she targeting Wet because she feels like she can whoop Wet. I don't know what it is, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. Wet is annoying, but T Love feels like she should go home. And honestly, Wet can't dance, but there's a reason why Wet is on the show. Wet is on the show because she is entertainment, honey. Wet is there because production wants her there, regardless to whether or not she can actually fucking dance. There's a reason why Jocelyn didn't send her home. Wet is a show. You know what I'm saying? So as far as I'm concerned, Wet have earned her stripes, regardless to however she fucking look. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? T Love, you need to figure out how you get the same notoriety that Wet got. You need to figure out how to earn your position while you sitting over here worrying about Wet. So that's that. And I hope Wet dig into her ass real fucking good. But it looks like on next episode, she's gonna get real interesting, honey, because Egypt ends up getting into it with Andrea. And from the looks of it, Egypt obviously got the better of that fight, because I see Andrea was leaking. I mean, not Andrea, but what the fuck that girl named Daisy. So Egypt got into it with Daisy, right? And from the looks of it, she won because Daisy was leaking, boy. Jocelyn had to call Daisy while she was in the hospital. Oh, Jesus. I honestly, I don't even know why them two got into it. I guess we'll see next episode, because I don't understand what the beef is between them two. They didn't seem to have had any crossings, So I honestly, I wonder what the fuck it is that struck up that. But it does look like what's her name? Lucky is going to get an opportunity to have a conversation with Jocelyn. And judging from the glimpses that we've seen, I don't know how this conversation gonna work, because Jocelyn left off saying that, the only way that they gonna work it out is if she's not there. So Jocelyn's adamant about Lucky not being there. So I don't really know if, Lucky's gonna make it throughout the season, unfortunately. And I feel like if this conversation that she's gonna have with Jocelyn don't result in some type of understanding, then she might as well just go home. I mean, at this point, like I said, there's multiple other opportunities out there, girl. You do not have to subject yourself to this type of verbal abuse. You know what I'm saying? Girl, you can go out there and do a lot of other damn gigs. Like I say, Lucky's a naturally pretty girl. She's talented, and perhaps Jocelyn's intimidated. Who knows? Maybe that's why she keeps singling Lucky out, because even Ricardo was like, telling Jocelyn, like, look, she really wants to be here. She's doing good or whatever. Jocelyn says she ain't give a fuck. Okay, so I don't know what it really is. Hopefully we get to see, Jocelyn gets to tell us what it really is, about Lucky. Because and like I said, it confuses me about this dynamic with them right now. It confuses me because Jocelyn pretty much stood up for Lucky, when Lucky was in her season 1 and 2. She stood up for Lucky. They seemed like they were pretty close. Lucky was even one of her cabaret captain at one point. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, watching Lucky, you started to see her come out of her shell, started to stand up for herself. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know why Jocelyn's behavior towards her, but I feel like she really, she had to really fucking whatever she did to Jocelyn, it really did, she really left a mark, because Jocelyn just seems like she doesn't have any sympathy for Lucky. But whatever, we'll get to see this conversation and see the result of whether or not Lucky's going to still be on this show or whatever. Part of me hopes that Jocelyn can come around, because like I say, she has grown, and her moving past the situation with Lucky will show, ultimately, that would show a lot more growth out of Jocelyn, okay? So I'm really hoping that she gives her a chance, okay? With that being said, folks, this episode was pretty damn interesting, honey. And I'm looking forward to next week's episode. Child, we got to get into some things. And besides, y'all, let me know how y'all feel about T-Love. Write in the comments whether or not you think T-Love is a real bitch or a bully. You know what I'm saying? And also, how do y'all feel about the relationship between Holiday and her ex Precious? Like, do you guys feel like it'll get messy? Do you guys foresee there being drama between the two of them? Because y'all know how I get when people have these little relationships. They be, shit get messy, honey. And with that being said, also, do you guys think that Wet Wet won the fight between her and T-Love? Okay, with that being said, I'm out, folks. Deuces! All right, folks, that was fun. I enjoyed myself. I hope you enjoyed this video, because if you made it to this part, you have watched the whole entire video. Thank you for your support. Thank you for watching. If you're not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to like this video if you like this video. If you don't, dislike this video. Hell, comment, talk your shit. Let's start a conversation, people. With that being said, I love you guys. Once again, thank you. I'm out. Bye.